Anger is better than repression. Now, before you think I'm condoning anger or violent behavior or anything like that, let me explain myself. When you hold on to things and when you repress and suppress emotions, that is when things become really problematic because this is what causes these neurotic holding patterns in the body. That's when your emotions are continuously repressed, and a lot of disease and dysfunction comes out of that, out of trying to hide things. So, a step in the right direction, even though it might not seem like it on the surface, is any form of expression. So that's why I'm saying anger is better than repression. Okay? But it's all a balance too. So it, like everything else, it comes down to awareness. So while expressing anger is better than repression, it's better for you at least, maybe not the people around you, it's a balance, meaning that if you're one of those people with a short fuse that's always angry, yeah, that might be a little better than someone who keeps all of their emotions in and tortures themselves that way. It might be a little better in that sense, but it's a completely ridiculous way to live, and that is very, very imbalanced if you're one of those people that like gets pissed off if someone passes you on the road or like stupid stuff like that. That is a very imbalanced form of anger expression. And that person most certainly is not mindful of what they're doing. Like in a video I talked about a couple days ago, I was talking about reaction versus expression. So someone that is always angry, that has an anger problem, is just reactionary. And if you become mindful and aware, you're going to realize that the vast majority of things that most people get angry about, it's just stupid. So, from an objective perspective, if you're able to cultivate a state of mindfulness, most things aren't necessary to even get angry about in the first place. You'll realize that. But we're all humans. We have these bodies, and there are some primal responses of anger that will naturally come up. You know, we're not perfect. We're not some beings of light floating around. We're in these bodies. We're imperfect humans. So anger will inevitably come up every once in a while. Though, like I just said, if you do some inner work and you achieve some form of self-mastery, the anger is going to be fewer and far between. But you'll need to clear anger that you're already holding on to, and some things will inevitably make you angry because we're humans. So this is where mindfulness comes in. So when you're mindful, you can reduce the charge of anger. So instead of walking around with this like react in this reactive mode, just ready to get angry at things, you're able to really reduce the charge of that reactive mentality, and you're able to let things pass more easily. So that's where meditation comes in. If you're not meditating on a daily basis, you should, because it's basically the leverage point from which all change in life takes place. So that's one thing, especially if you're one of those people that are prone to anger, because this will help you observe your reactions, especially when it comes to stupid things. You know, like if your kid leaves a toy out, if you get angry over that, it's stupid. It's asinine. If you get angry over someone passing you in traffic, that's stupid. But like I said before, there are things that will inevitably get people angry even when they're doing this inner work. And there is anger that we're holding on to from childhood or from whenever in the past that we're holding on to that need to be released in order for us to grow into the strongest or greatest versions of ourselves. So that leads me to discussing healthy outlets for this. So if you feel anger arising, and it's not something really stupid, like your kid leaving a toy out. If you feel some primal anger arising, you need a healthy outlet for it. So if you feel anger coming up, you don't take it out on other people around you. You know, that is completely dysfunctional, but you need a healthy outlet for it. So two things that have been really beneficial for me is one is working out. So like lifting heavy weights, it's a release because a lot of anger and a lot of emotional trauma, a lot of these emotions get trapped in our body. So we have to release it by using our bodies. It's really hard to release things just by thinking them out or sitting there meditating. But it's way more effective to actually express with your body. So one of these is working out. If you're deadlifting, like heavy deadlifting, and you're screaming and pushing your muscles to the limit, you can feel the release. And if you do a hard workout, you literally feel the release. You feel your frustrations melting away. You feel your anger dissipating. And especially after a hard workout, it's really hard to get someone angry unless they're one of those people with anger problems. And oh, actually, there's two more. Another one is dynamic meditations. So doing meditations that use your body. And Osho has a lot of these. So these are meditations that incorporate dancing, they incorporate shaking and things like that. So if you're doing that, that is a release as well. And the third thing is what I call primal screams. So this is just letting things out in a primal manner. And it's something that we're not used to in today's society because we care way too much about what people think, and there are things that we're supposed to do and there are things that we're not supposed to do in society. So very few people let things out in that manner, and it's very, very cathartic to do things like that. To just I'll just demonstrate it right here, just to go like this. Ah! Ah! Ugh. It's a release and it feels so good to do. Like, even doing it for half a second now, I feel a slight difference. It's really amazing because we're taught to hold everything in. So letting that out, it's a good release for anger, frustration, and things like that. And regarding anger, a lot of it is held in the jaw. So our face holds so much tension. It's like the pinhead or like a bottleneck of tension. So much gets held in the face. So the jaw, especially with anger. And then also like between your shoulder blades in your back. That's where anger gets held as well. And that's why I really like the primal screams, because so much is held in the jaw. If you do things like that releases jaw tension and you're screaming as well. So there's like multidimensional, it's a multifaceted way of release and expression because you're getting the jaw stretch, you might yawn a bit and you're screaming. So it's a really underrated form of release. So loosen up your jaw a little bit. Even do some massage on your face and your jaw to release and yawn. It's a really, really underrated form of release because so much tension gets held here. And another way to stop accumulating anger is to learn how to say no or set boundaries. So it's effective with that psychological form of anger, not like the primal anger that arises when someone is attacking you or something like that. I'm talking about that psychological anger, that insidious anger that people tend to carry. We'll carry it with us throughout our lives. So if you're able to say no and to set boundaries and empower yourself and stop people pleasing, because when you don't set boundaries, when you don't learn how to say no, people will take advantage of that, and you will feel resentment and anger towards people when you're letting them do that. So saying no and establishing personal boundaries can help stop that momentum of anger accumulation within you. So that's another strategy. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else. So remember that anger is better than repression. Okay, so don't repress things, but don't go around getting angry at stupid things, and don't take your anger out on other people. Find healthy outlets to express your emotions. Find healthy outlets to release the emotions that are trapped in your body. Okay? Peace, peace, much love, and one love, baby.